Hi, and welcome to video blog, I think number 3. So today's topic we're going to talk about is cardio. Been thinking quite a bit about cardio recently, mainly just from things I've seen in the gym, discussions I've had with people, clients and friends. Kind of just want to give my opinion on cardio really. It's just an opinion, it's not particularly worth thing, just some musings I've been having. So first up, I think when you look at cardio, you're mainly talking about for fat loss purposes. Um, my personal belief is that when it comes to losing fat, you've got four things that matter. I suppose the kind of fat loss hierarchy, really. Top, you've got diet. Doesn't matter what you do, you're not going to lose fat without addressing your diet. That's by far the most important thing. Secondly, you've got weight training. Certainly, when you're talking about body composition rather than just pure weight loss, weight training comes second to diet. You're basically going to look like crap if you don't weight train. If you're fat and flabby, lose weight, you're still going to look skinny and flabby if you don't hit the weights. Third up, I'd put cardio, quite a bit of a way behind the other two, but I still think it's important. And finally, right at the bottom, you've got supplements. Can help a tiny bit, but really not necessary at all. So I think some cardio is needed. Unfortunately, I think people generally fall into two camps. Might be sort of pigeonholing people, but generally people who lift weights will say that don't need cardio at all, doesn't do anything for you, it'll impact performance and have negative effects. Likewise, you get people who are pure cardio junkies and say you've got to do it, it's the most important thing to do, burns loads of calories, burns more fat than anything else. Unfortunately, I kind of think both those groups are wrong, really. They do both make relatively valid points, but again, it's not quite so black and white in reality. So I suppose looking at it for the people who say that you don't need cardio first, I would agree with them on two things. First of all, I don't think cardio is that effective on its own for fat loss. Purely anecdotally, watched something like the London Marathon a couple of weeks ago. Look at people there. You see very few people even finishing the marathon in good time who you'd say were in particularly good shape. In all honesty, you got a lot of fat people finish the marathon. They're putting in hours and hours of cardio a week, probably a couple of training runs during the week and a long run at the weekend, burning thousands and thousands of calories every week purely from running, maybe a bit of other cardio as well. Yet they still don't look very good, just don't look like they train. So in that effect, I think it is fairly ineffective. Part of that has to do with my second reason for potentially being slightly anti-cardio, which I think your body adapts to it very, very quickly. Prime example of this was I was in the gym the other day. I actually found it not sad, but slightly worrying, really. There was a girl in there on a stepping machine. Can't weigh more than about 7 stone or so. And I was in the gym training for about an hour. And she started on this machine, and when I left, she was still on it. Calorie counter on there, although they're not entirely accurate, so she burnt over 1,400 calories from walk past the end. I mean, this girl, say 7 stone, no way her body would even process that many calories in a day. And yet she's, someone's obviously told her or something she's read has said so, you've got to do cardio. If you're not losing weight, more cardio. So she's using, say, doing more and more and more cardio to try and get past the sticking point, which in actual fact, you know, she's not going to get anywhere without addressing diet. And to be fair, she could have done with putting on some good quality muscle mass to look better rather than just hammering on the cardio. She still had some fat, but again, it's not really going to go, and you've got no muscle mass. So I think people generally over rely on cardio far too much, particularly the general public. I know I've had clients of mine say, I need to step up my results. I'm going to go and do some more cardio. I'm going to start running in between sessions, and I think it's fine, it's good, it's definitely better than doing nothing, but most of my guys train me 2, 3, 4 times a week. So already working hard. I know that in those sessions they're pushing themselves. It's what they do in between sessions that matters most. And actually they'd be far, far better off addressing their diets. Wouldn't recommend any more strength training particularly, because that's what it do with me, but diet-wise certainly need to do that rather than try and add in cardio. I think people see cardio as a magic cure-all for everything. And it's just not. Again, purely anecdotally, but looking at your average commercial gym, you're going to get more people in better shape in the weight stream than you are in the cardio section. And so that would be kind of why I'm generally slightly anti-cardio in some respects. But I also think cardio definitely has a place whether you're trying to lose fat or trying to gain muscle. Firstly, for fitness, if you play any type of sport, it is cardio based, or the majority are anyway. And whilst that doesn't mean you have to go on your traditional 45-minute long runs, and it's amazing that there are so many professional sports teams still getting their guys to go out and do this steady state cardio, which is just ridiculous, really. It's got, from a functional perspective, it's got nothing to do with how they actually play their sport and perform on the pitch. But fitness-wise, certainly some sort of interval training or some slightly more anaerobic lactate style cardio is going to have a massive boost to performance. Even if you're not a sportsman or a sportswoman, still going to help you in the gym. I find leg workouts particularly absolutely brutal. Things like sets of high rep squats and lunges, even some upper body stuff, especially if you're supersetting or doing like a circuit style workout, is really cardiovascularly demanding. If you've not got any fitness or a cardio base, you are going to struggle, and your gains in the gym are going to be limited. So I think even if you are, say, bulking, putting on a strength, even if you're a powerlifter, a bit of cardio is pretty vital, really. You certainly can't argue it helps with fat loss. Again, there's a cut-off where more cardio doesn't do anything, but I think at least maybe one interval session a week for most people, possibly with a steady state as well. And that steady state, I do believe, again, purely anecdotally, but I think it does help recovery a bit. Certainly, if I've got, again, sore legs from a weights workout, if I go out for a walk or even something like a swim or just jump on the stationary bike at the gym, do feel generally a lot looser from it. Soreness goes. So I think recovery perspective, cardio is pretty useful as well. And so that's a really, really brief, basic overview of what I think is cardio. Basically, I've been quite boring again. I've come down pretty much right in the middle. Not in either camp. I certainly don't think you need to do lots and lots of it. It certainly would not be a priority unless you're competing in a cardiovascular event or sport, or you really enjoy it. And then, even though I think it shouldn't be any form of activity, and with regard to body composition, diet is far, far, far more important. Likewise, I think if you completely dismiss cardio, then you're missing out on a lot of benefits as well. So yeah, that's pretty much where I come down on that. Going to do another blog soon on cardio. A couple asked me about different types of cardio, which I think is probably another subject entirely. We'll debate HIIT, high intensity interval training, versus steady state a bit more, and look at some ways you can get cardio into training and make it more interesting, and also how you should structure it. Because it's one of those things that it can impact on your performance in the gym, both positively and negatively, depending on how you put it. So yeah, if you've got any questions, just drop them in the comments box below. Definitely going to address anything in the next blog, or go to facebook.com/healthylivingheavylifting and just send me a message there. So that's pretty much all for today. Let me know your thoughts on cardio, and she'll see you again soon.